All right, hello kids, it's Pastor Matt here. I have a video lesson here for our typical Friday lesson that you could watch next few days into Sunday. And what we'd like to do with these videos in the future is actually make them a little longer and actually start to begin to use them for children's church on Sundays. So that will be something that will happen most likely in the fall as we get through the summer. What I want to talk about today is time. The more you grow and the older you get, the more you're going to realize that time is something that you're going to have to learn to manage in your life. When you get older and you go through grade school and then you get in junior high, and even when you get into high school, then you have to start managing your homework and your assignments from your teacher. In college, you even have more time you have to manage. And then when you're an adult, you have to pretty much manage yourself pretty well because of all the time you have. You can either waste it or spend it really well. And so what I want to talk to you about in the Bible today is how to manage your time and to realize that it was given to you by Jesus. It's a gift. And so here's a verse from Ecclesiastes chapter 3. This is where he talks about time. It says this, "For everything there is a season, a time for every matter under heaven." So everything under heaven, if you look up to the sky, maybe you're inside your house right now, but you look up to the sky, you see the clouds, and everything under those clouds, which is pretty much everything we ever do in this life. Everything has a time. There's a time to be born, and there's a time to die. There's a time to plant, it says, and there's a time to pluck up what's planted. There's a time to kill, and there's a time to heal. There's a time to break down, and there's a time to build up. There's a time to weep, and there's a time to laugh. There's a time to mourn, and there's a time to dance. So I want you to think about some of the things I just read there. How about the one where it says there's a time to break down, and there's a time to build up? So maybe you're playing with your Legos or some toys, and your mom and dad say it's time to eat, or you have to get ready to leave or go to bed maybe, and they say you need to take down all your toys and put them away, right? If you learn how to do that, that means you're learning how to manage your time well. You know there's a time to play with your toys, and there's not a time to play with your toys. How about when you're eating dinner, and maybe your mom and dad want you to sit at the table without fidgeting a lot or wanting to get out of your seat? Well, there's a time to play. When you're at a playground, you want to run around and be loud, but when you're at the dinner table, you want to sit there and eat food and talk with the family. So there's a time, when you grow and you get older, you're more mature to know when's the right time to do certain things. So it's not as though when you're a grown-up, that means that you can never laugh or have fun anymore. But that just means when you're a grown-up, you're smart enough to know when's the right time to laugh and to have fun, and when's the right time to be serious. So another example would be on Sunday morning at church. There's a right time to be really loud and rambunctious, and there's another time, like on church, where you're not supposed to be very loud and rambunctious. But then when church is over, usually I'll see you over here in the South Building kicking balls and running and screaming, and that's a lot of fun, and that's when you're supposed to do those kind of things. So I want you to see this image, and yes, it's a llama. That's really not the point, even though there's a really awesome llama calendar. We have a llama calendar here at the church, and it's pretty cool. So you notice for each month, you see these llamas doing their poses, but really what I want you to see is this. This is, for example, July. This is the month we just finished. And so what we did as grown-ups is we put a bunch of little blocks, inside of a paper. And there's 31 of them. Each block represents a day. And so what happens is you plan out every one of your days. I want you to see that your life is nothing more than just these little blocks. And from one month to the next month, all you have is more of these. And you can do a lot in here. Some of these times you're going to be sleeping. Sometimes you're going to be at school. Maybe another time you're going to be playing outside. Maybe another time you're going to be doing homework. Well, this is how the blocks work. Now, you need to learn how to manage these blocks really well. You need to learn how to manage your time so that you don't put things off. If you want to do something fun, you will have to do it after you get all your work done. If you do all your fun stuff early, then you have all this stuff you have to do later and you'll put it off and never get it done. So these are the things I want you to think about, because that's what Ecclesiastes says. There's a time to play, and there's a time to work, there's a time to laugh, there's a time to cry. And so think about that as you're growing each day, you're eating your food and getting stronger and taller, and you're getting smarter in your brain. You want to be able to be mature to know how to manage your time. So I'll see you on Sunday. Thank you.